Mel, everybody, I'm Cantonese Cat. Hey everybody, Cantonese Cat here. I'm gonna go for a little bit of a Jim Cramer lightning round here and go through 5 or 6 other miners that I don't own, but I watch very carefully. The first one is going to be Bitdeer BTDR. This is a weekly chart with the Ichimoku cloud being pulled up here. Do I think this is bearish or bullish? I think it's bullish. Why is that? Because it's above the cloud. Because you have a lot of wellish momentum here. Even with a week that's as nasty as it is, looking like a little bit of a bearish engulfing candle over here, you still have plenty of wells that are still left in here. So I'm not really that concerned. Could it go back down and test some of the support levels down here around 9 or 8.8, maybe like 8.7, somewhere around there, before bouncing up again? Sure. When it breaks through the cloud, it can always potentially come back test it to see whether or not it flipped this resistance into support, right? So that's really no big deal. If you look at a couple of reasons to why we got rejected, well, this chart looks a little bit busy over here, but if you look, it basically seemed like it got rejected off of two things. It got rejected here at the 0.786 Fibonacci level from the previous high to the previous low, So I actually think that because of that, you got a potential rejection level over here, and you also got really close to this arc over here and also tend to have gotten rejected from there as well, right? So a couple of reasons to why you got rejected here. Where are you going to find support? Where are you going to find support right here? Where is that right now? Which is the Fibonacci level of the 0.618, It's 10.18, currently price close at 10.17, a little bit below that. The week is not over. I wonder if Friday is going to be a bounce day. We'll see. So far, it's got a little nasty bearish engulfing candle look to it. But it's not the end all be all. You look at the Bollinger Band, that also gives you another reason as to why things are a little bit overextended, right? And it just couldn't be sustainable in price around 13 because it's way too far from the weekly upper Bollinger Band, so it just had to come back down on Earth. But I do think that around like 9, 8.5, 8.7, 8.6, somewhere around there, probably going to be a pretty decent support level there. Before that, could have just come back and test the Super Ichi Tenkan around like 9.6. That's also a potential level over there to consider scaling in, maybe. But so far, it's still a nice bull trend. It's just been forming higher highs and higher lows over the last couple months, and it's looking pretty decent still. So that is Bitdeer. Again, the whales haven't left, right? So that's Bitdeer. BTBT on the weekly chart, I'm going to put the Ichimoku. Why did it got rejected this week? Well, it's trying to break above the Ichimoku cloud, unable to break above of it, right? Whereas the Ichimoku cloud on the top over here, 3.65, couldn't break above, came back down. It happens. Things don't break on the first time. Looking at the GAN, it got pretty close to this horizontal zone over here. That was a pretty important level from the past. And it just couldn't go up that much higher. It just came back down, back into the cloud. Where some of the support level, well, naturally, the bottom of the cloud around like 3.1, that's going to be a potential support level. Look at this Super Ichi. It tried to break above Super Ichi, couldn't break through, came back down, got pretty close to the bottom of the Super Ichi cloud over here. So you're going to have some support level both around 3.1 I was showing you earlier, maybe around 3.2, 3.3. This is also going to be a potential support zone over here. So you got some support. It seems like we're getting kind of like, maybe 10-15% lower would be where I would think that we would find some pretty decent support, right? Whales, have they left? No, they're still in. Still looks like a very, very nice bull trend over here. Higher high compared to over here. Higher low compared to over here, right? Nice bull trend. BTBT is looking pretty decent. Looking at the Bollinger Band, it's still expanding. It just couldn't get too far ahead of itself, Couldn't just stay above the upper Bollinger Band, just keep going up. It has to come back and touch it. It did touchy it, and it looks like it wants to go up higher over time because it's expanding. That is BTBT. I'm not even going to talk about like the higher targets because it's kind of silly right now to talk about. But let's break above all these resistance and then we'll talk more. HUT. Why did HUT get rejected? Well, it's at the arc over here. It got rejected at the arc. Is that such a horrible thing that it got rejected? And when things went up, closing 4 weeks in a row above the upper Bollinger Band here on a weekly, for you to have a week that actually goes back and touch the upper Bollinger Band over here around like 15.22, no, it's not the end of the world. what also is right underneath right there. We kind of back tested this Fibonacci level over here at the 1.36, sorry, 0.136 over here around 14.64. So you have plenty of support underneath. I'm not really that worried if it has to go back down further. The Ichimoku cloud is also right underneath of it around, I would say that's around like 14.4. So that's going to be also potentially a pretty good support zone, right? And you know, I just see a lot of support down underneath. It could go down even lower. It could go down to some of the lower levels, even to like maybe 14, 12 and a half, 13, you know, somewhere around here to even back test this horizontal zone right here. I can totally see that potentially happening. Does it have to do that? No. You know, it's at support. So it does have a little bit of a bearish engulfing look to it, but I'm not too worried. Even if it goes down, maybe it goes down a little bit to maybe like 14 or something like that. I can see that potentially happening, and then we'll see whether or not I find support. If I am to want to get into HUT, I would probably end up, you know, maybe just trying to slowly scale in. I'm not. I'm just watching it. Increasing whales, I'm not really that concerned about whalish momentum here either. HUT 8 looks pretty decent. CORZ, there's really not much to say. The only thing is it looks like it's more of like an ascending triangle look to it. If you look at the daily, you can see there's a lot more clear. It looks like a very nice, you know, kind of like an ascending triangle look to it, which generally is bullish. Whenever it push up like that and make a little cup like that, consolidate, you're trying to super respect about, these are generally pretty decent, you know, bull trend, if you will, right? And like $10 is just going to be a psychologically important level. It just couldn't break above that all at once, right? There's no retail here on the daily. On the weekly, the price hasn't really been around, so this is probably not that meaningful. But you can see like how price just kind of been up here for quite a while now, forming a nice volume shelf over here. So we'll see whether or not it breaks above that, but we just haven't had that much price history to really be able to tell you too much about it. But it's been around for more than 20 weeks since his bankruptcy and since his return. I think it's been what, like 25, 26 weeks of price action over here. So you have a Bollinger Band. Bollinger Band is expanding. It was simply way too far away from the Bollinger Band. It just had to go sideways here for a few weeks. And the low Bollinger Band is still expanding downwards. So this is still a very nice bull trend. Probably going to have some, you know, bullish continuation. If you ask me like where is it going to find support, I can see it potentially going down as far as like $7 to find support if it ends up breaking down. I can see it potentially going to like maybe 8.7 or something like that before finding support before going up. And I can also potentially seeing us just being this ascending triangle. It might consolidate for another week, 2 or 3 before breaking out. I can also see that too. But to me, this is a bull trend. It's just cooling down. Seems like there's a lot of demand for it. So, oh boy, Riot. What are you doing, Riot? It's still respecting my angle on the Gann. Looks like it wanted to break down here a little bit, but I couldn't. I still think that this hammer candle here is going to be the bottom. And I don't think I see any whalish momentum here at all, which is unfortunate. But it is hitting some pretty key support here again. But you're also talking about a lot of resistance above, right? Like for the Ichimoku is underneath the Tenkan, and for the Super Ichi is way underneath the Tenkan. For the bull market support band is underneath of that, so it's probably going to be resistance right above there too. So to me, there's a lot of resistance, and even on the weekly trend, like there's not really a bull trend. It even got rejected here at the 100-week moving average. So honestly, at this chart, like the only thing that's really kind of bullish is that the angle right here might end up being support. And the other thing that's bullish about it is that there's not really much volume going down this downtrend, and it's just been consolidating. So maybe this is a little bit of a false move. Maybe all it takes just a little bit of high volume buying for price for Riot to really push up to like 13 or 14 or something crazy. But I'm just not seeing the presence of whales right here, and that's unfortunate. You know, we'll see how Riot transpires in the future. But it is a support. I'm going to be a little bit, you know, leaning a little bit more bullish on it until it breaks down. And when it breaks down, you're talking about where is the support going to be. It might be at the lower Bollinger Band. Lower Bollinger Band right now is going to be around 7.75. If it absolutely need to do a little bit of a double bottom or equal bottom as over here, it'd be around 7.75. Does it have to do that? No. is squeezing, so a big move is coming. Could the move be up? There's always that potential, but so far there's nothing to prove that that's going to be the case. So unfortunately, Riot still doesn't have the momentum going for it, and that is Riot. Until things change, and until I'm really seeing more of a confirmed bull trend, this could still be potentially a little bit of a falling knife. Hive looks more bullish than Riot actually. It's entering the arc over here. You look at the Ichimoku, they got rejected over here by the baseline, but is reclaiming the Tenkan from resistance to support at the blue line over there. So it may be a little bit stuck in a range, but still I like the fact that it's trying to push through the kitchen over here. I like the fact that you're starting to have a little bit more of a wellish momentum coming in. So there's actually some momentum coming into Hive, which actually looks a little bit more bullish than Riot. Bollinger Band is squeezing. Currently price is above the 20-week, so I anticipate maybe whenever it's done squeezing, price is going to go pick a direction and go pretty far, pretty fast. If I have to guess, because it's about the boomerang support band right now, if I have to guess, I think the price is going to go up. Right. Now, in addition to the Ichimoku, I also like the Super Ichi look to it. I like how it broke above the baseline over here and kind of backtested a little bit. And right now it's above of that. So actually, Hive doesn't look bad. I gotta say, Hive doesn't look bad. Would I enter it right now? No, because there's still not enough whalish momentum for me to feel safe about it. But it doesn't look bad. That's all I have to really say about Hive. Looking at, it kind of break through into the arc over here, kind of backtest the arc over here. So we'll see what the next move is. Like, is it going to end up trying to push through the arc? Is it going to go down through the arc a little bit further before pushing out? I don't know, but so far is looking pretty decent. It's just, unfortunately, it's just hitting the baseline as the key resistance over here. But I feel that there's a nice trend change that I feel that might pass soon. So anyway, thank you so much for listening. I just want to go through these weekly chart for these miners here real quick. Have a good one. Bye.